Hi everyone, thanks for coming to Pot About with me today. I'm going to be recording just a video of me planting these Gloxinia bulbs. I've been trying to find a few plants that I wanted to plant just indoors, as it is like winter. There's obviously not a lot going on, so apart from my violets, I did want to expand on the type of plants that I have. So I've been doing a bit of research, and I did sort of narrow it down just to Epicea and also the Gloxinia. I did find that it was a bit difficult to find Epicea, and it might be just the time of year. So I did manage to find some Gloxinia, and I think Gloxinia, from what I can tell, they've almost, this sounds kind of awful to say, but it's almost they're like out of fashion. So not many people that I know, I haven't really seen them around on sale in the big garden stores. I don't really see people who have Gloxinia, or even in like the grocery stores, they don't sort of carry these any longer. The only sort of experience I've had with Gloxinia is just one of our family friends had one. I think it was maybe something similar to this color, and it would die down and come up every year, and basically that's all I knew about Gloxinia. So I'm just going to be planting these up. I bought them online just this week actually. I did do a lot of research, but shipping was quite a bit, so I managed to find one supplier which did supply these 3 bulbs, and they weren't too expensive. And I've been doing a bit of research just on the conditions that they like. I am gonna plant the bulbs into just this container that I have. Sorry, I'll try and just move back a little bit. So basically I'm just gonna be planting them in this container. It is glazed on the inside, so it shouldn't leak, but I've got, I think these are 12 or 13 centimeter pots, and I am just gonna use a tray inside there. And what I like about these is it'll sit 2 pots, but I can also just move them around on windowsills or as a display unit or anything like that. So that's basically the setup I'm going to be using or for those bulbs. So I'll just unwrap them quickly. One thing I did struggle to find is when to plant the bulbs. I do know, oh sorry, and I keep referring to them as bulbs. I think technically they're actually corms. So the corm is like a tuber, but all of the, how do I say, all of the, I guess the nutrients are inside internally and in terms of the corm. So if I refer to them as bulbs, I'm sorry, I always forget. But I'll do is I'm not going to empty them just out from the packet. I will just try and individually just put them in this tray. I just want all of the medium on there. So the pack that I bought is a 3-pack. I'll only be planting 2 of them on video, and then I'll plant one just by itself. Basically, this is what it looks like. I'll just try and get some of this, it's like sawdust, off there. And basically why I'm brushing it off is I just want to see if there's any growth on the actual corm itself. So okay, that's one. Okay, so basically these are the corms. Now I've managed to get most of the sawdust off. I'll try and get just a little bit more. But what we're looking for here is, you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, I'll try and maybe point it out. This looks like new growth just over there. And obviously without removing all of this husky part, I can't really see it, but maybe this is also. So what we're looking for on these corms is new growth. So as you can see, there's some just over there, sorry, in the middle. There's like a new growth shooting. And basically that's where the plant is going to come from. Now, the way you plant these is there's supposed to be a dip on the front side, and that's the way it's planted up, and then the smoother rounded side is the bottom. So it should sit like that in the soil. These 2 I can see clearly the dip is on top. This one I'm not so sure, because To me it looks like that might be the rounded bit, and then this doesn't look very promising on the top. I think this might be the dip here, so I'll probably plant it just like that. But basically those are the corms which are going to get planted. Now, from what I've read, Gloxinia are similar to African violets in a sense that they're from the, I'm not going to be able to say it, Sinningia, something like that. I'll put it on the screen. Family, but what you can do is the life cycle of the corms is once you plant them, they'll sprout, they'll flower, and then when the plants start to die down, that's when you stop watering and feeding, and then you let it go dormant. So these plants have to go dormant. I think it helps just their success rate, and then they begin to shoot new sprouts when they're ready to. And at that point, when you see this new growth, you water them, and then the cycle starts again. So I guess that's just the life cycle of them, and they can live for several years. So I'm just going to clean up here, sorry. So they can live for several years and grow like that. I'll plant 2 of them now. As I say, I'll plant these 2 for you. I'm just going to pull out the pots. Now the mix I'm using is just the same mix I use for my African violets. I think it needs aerated soil or light soil potting mix, so that's just what I'm going to use. I didn't, these bulbs don't like to be wet, so I've pre-moistened the soil already. I'll just fill that up. Sorry for any noise just from the pot. So just having those trays on the bottom keeps everything nice and tidy for me, unless I spill like that. So I'm just going to use a spoon here and see how deep I need to get them. I will press this down just a little bit, not heavily, but I will compact it slightly, so you can see that. Yeah, I just want to see how they sit in there. I don't think that's very bad actually. I'm only gonna fill up, so what I'll do maybe is I'll just make a slight dent there and press that down, and then I'll just see how this one sits. That's sort of the level I want them to sit at, so I'll just press it down. You don't really have to be too gentle with them, as it is they are just corms at the moment, so they are quite sturdy. So that's what I'll do. And you don't want to bury them deep at all, so I might have put just a little bit too much there. So I've just had the bulb, or the corm rather, sorry, I'm going to make that mistake a lot. I've had it slightly covered. I can just see the growth there, ever so slightly. And then I'm just going to do the same with the other one. Sorry about that. And let's press this down as well. I don't really want anything on the corms, but the medium will be around it. I will compact it. Not too much, but just enough for it to be quite firm in there. And I think that's pretty much it. I will water these so slightly. I think once the corms just start to absorb some of the moisture from the soil around them, I'll slightly water this as well. That's when these little shoots will start to grow. Now the growing sort of conditions, it needs to be warmer temperatures, so I think just your normal household temperature between, might be 16 and 24 degrees. That's probably suitable for them. And then what you do is, you don't want to keep them very soaking wet, so That's why I think when I was reading it, they recommend just a light soil. So I will basically just put them back into this container. I'm sorry, that was very loud. Let's put them back into this container, and I'll put them into a bright spot from here, where they can get some light. I'll keep an eye on them just to not let them dry out. I'll keep it very lightly moist, and that should hopefully encourage the corms to let these little sprouts to start shoot again. I will keep you updated, fingers crossed, because as I say, this is the first time I've had these plants, but I do like them from what I've seen, and you can also propagate them from leaves and stuff, but I'll do a few videos on that provided everything goes well with these, and I'll give you updates just on what they look like, etc. As the growing season goes ahead. Anyway, thanks very much for potting about with me. If you have any questions or comments or any help actually just with Gloxinia, if you have Gloxinia as well, and you have any tips for me, because this is literally the first time I'm attempting to grow these, then please just drop them in the comments or send me a message. I would really appreciate that. Thanks very much for your time. I hope you have a lovely weekend. Take care and goodbye.